What's going on, guys? Another video here in the car. Just wanted to share my thoughts on controlling your own destiny. And the weather here is kind of temperamental right now. It's the spring season, so tends to be some nice days, tends to be some rainy days, and kind of everything in between. There's still some snow up there on the mountain. If you can see. I don't know how well that's in focus, but my point on controlling your own destiny is no one's going to do it for you. And I think that's what, as you get older, you realize that. Most jobs are not really going to just make you rich or somehow get you to the promised land. Everything in your life is going to be a result of your own effort. And if you're just a normal person, like that's what I was talking about in some of the other videos about a paycheck, is that if you're just relying on your normal job, pretty much everything you earn from that is going to be eaten up by, like I said, rent, basic transportation, fuel cost, insurance cost. There's not a whole lot left for you at the end of the day. So, of course, you could stay with a company for a long period of time and rise the ranks and get paid more that way. But, that system has kind of disappeared for a lot of people. There's not like a pension system anymore. There's not like huge raises for most people. Now, you can be in like a sales type job, but that's pretty risky, because if you're not very good at that, you're going to end up probably making no money. But that is an avenue. If you want to get paid for your effort, you can do a sales job. You have to make sure it's the right one though. Otherwise, it could be like a bad structure and then you end up kind of getting paid less for how much you're actually working. But that's just to say, hey, there's no more pension. There's not really people staying 20, 30 years anymore at most jobs. Like in order for them to get a raise or to get fairly compensated, they're having to do, having to change jobs, or they're having to do kind of side work in order to make more money. And really, I think the success you're going to have, or the outcome you're going to have in your life, is totally a result of something that you can create on your own. If you can't really create anything on your own, you're going to be, just relying on a normal job, which again, for most normal jobs, they pay you just enough so that you can survive and maybe save a little bit, but you're not going to become wealthy. Inflation is going to probably eat up most of whatever savings that you are able to save, whether it's a couple thousand a month or less than that. So ideally, you want to have passive income, whether that's real estate or some sort of online business where it's growing and it's working while you're sleeping, and it's generating some amount of revenue or income for you all the time. And I remember that when I worked, just normal jobs, or a job that was like a retail job, or I worked at a gym. You're there just to do the grunt work. You're getting paid $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $15 an hour. And the business owner oftentimes isn't there. They're living their own life, or they have a different schedule, and they only get involved when it's, like important decision-making type stuff. And I look at all the people that are there doing the daily work, and it's like, man, they're working kind of hard, but they don't ever really have a pathway to like getting ahead. If they just stay in that position, or if they, try to take on more responsibility, they might get a small raise, or they might get a promotion and title, but financially they're not the owner. So they're just going to be kind of trading their time for dollars. And that's a bad use of your time if you're just trading it for, a debasing currency. Everyone has to do that, but it's the biggest thief of all is inflation, because it steals your time. You have to trade your time for money that continually buys you less in the economy, right? So you want to be able to generate some amount of money and not have it eat up all your time. because time is your most critical resource. If you have to spend all your time working just to survive, your life's going to be pretty bad because you don't have a bunch of money and you don't have a bunch of time. If you could basically, trade all your time and get compensated really well, then it would make sense. But if you have to trade all your time and then end up with not a lot of money at the end of it, that's kind of the question where you ask, what am I doing? Is this all worth it? I think you have to continually ask yourself, like, what am I doing? Is it worth it? Is my work-life balance good? Can I do something else? Would I be happier if I tried something else? Because, that's what they say, it's insanity, right? We're all guilty of that to some degree, but if you do the same thing over and over again, that's what they say insanity is. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. If you do the same thing over and over again, the result's going to be the same. So we all are in control of our own destiny, and it's up to, I think today more than ever, you can't really rely on a job anymore to really get you far ahead. A job can be a great way to just, have a basic amount of income and pay your expenses, but ultimately your success in your own life is going to be determined by you controlling your own destiny, getting more skills, starting your own business, doing something that differentiates you from everyone else. And everyone tries to work on that. That's the dream, right? Where you have your own business and you have maybe some passive income and you can spend your time how you want to spend your time. So you guys let me know what you think on that. That's just kind of my thoughts this afternoon. And we will, you can subscribe if you want. Let me know your comments. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care.